Pammo! Hello! Alright, I watched the end of the first video that I sent, and I'm pretty sure I know where I was going with that. I'm not maybe as centered on the concept as I was going to be at that time, but I know what I was going to try to say. Essentially, about recognition. I've gone pretty much my entire adult life, probably post-college, or from my late 20s, so 12 to 15 years. I saw my sister, and I saw kind of what I perceived as being excessive need for recognition, and I didn't like the way that looked. And between that and not having what I would call the heart of a champion, you know, the kind of person that will try and know even if they fail, they just keep going, they're very focused. I've never been like that. Focus is definitely not what I would call my strength, at least in things that I'm not naturally really interested in. Oh, the phone. Hang on a second, please. Let's see where this goes. This is from nobody. Interesting. Very interesting. We just got caller ID after being without it for a couple of years. And I like it, because that way I can avoid solicitation. Anyway, okay, so the recognition thing. So I think I wanted to thank you for that opportunity. Even though it had nothing to do with me, it felt good to be recognized, and I think it's very much related to going ahead and doing this pageant thing, because having to do both with being an identical twin and just my own Jodiness, I have stepped back from the limelight, and being in a pageant, I mean, you are putting yourself front and center, literally. And so, competition or no competition, I will be up there saying, hey, by the way, I'm trying to look amazing, everybody clap. I mean, really, that's kind of what you're doing. And, oh, judges, there's 5 of you? Yes, yes, I hope you think I'm awesome. Phone. I hope you think I'm awesome. And so, doing that with this whole 8 months of preparation, because it was in May, the very beginning of May, that I decided to do this pageant. So by the time it comes around, I think that's 8 or 9 months that I will have had it in my head, this is what's going to happen. So anyway, it was just it was a big leap, but I was totally ready for that leap. But then I didn't really see this coming, like, yay, oh, you know, you raised money, and you did this 5K, and so that was, I think, where I was going, is this is part of the process for me, and it's not as hard, I think, getting recognition as I thought it would be. I mean, you know, the hard part would be is if well, I don't know, I was going to say if I got recognition all the time, like, oh, you're such an awesome model. Oh, you know, I mean, I'm not a model, because I was actually rejected by a modeling agency about a month ago. I put myself out there, wanted to get it over with. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to win Miss Photogenic, so I was just thinking, fine, you know, this agency that is the supporter, the sponsor of the pageant, and they are the person that gives a 1-year contract to the person who wins Miss Photogenic. I thought they take anybody's kind of pictures, application at any time, and so I thought, huh, okay, I'm just gonna, it's kind of like take the shot. I don't want to wonder, I'm pretty sure I don't got the stuff that they're looking for, but I thought, if I do, then hey, cool, maybe they'll say something and I won't wonder. But I just wanted to not wonder. I didn't want that to be part of the stress of that weekend, kind of going, ooh, maybe, oh, wouldn't it be dreamy? So I set my stuff in. Next day, thankfully, they were quick and just said, at this time, you do not have whatever that we're looking for. Oh, okay, great. Is it my nose? I actually wrote back to them. And they didn't respond to my inquiry about, is it my nose? I didn't just say that. I crafted a very careful email. But anyway, photogenic, recognition. Okay, I was using modeling as a what if. Okay, so if I got oh, your pictures are awesome, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, you're so this, a lot. I could see that being a hard thing for a person to stay humble. Even though, man, the older I get, I guess when you start to lose your looks, it's easier to say, gosh, looks don't matter so much. And so, anyway, I'm just kind of rambling, but verbally processing how one lives with perhaps constant affirmation and yet keeps themselves humble. Of the 5 love languages, I think you know this, mine is words of affirmation, so I guess that was another thing. And also, when Todd and I started dating, I mean, it took no time at all to find out he was terrible with words of affirmation. When I say terrible, I don't mean that to sound like he's a bad person. Of course not. But I had to learn to get used to the fact that that is low on his needs and abilities. And I married him knowing that. In fact, I think in a weird way, it's one of the things that makes our marriage stronger. Ironic, I know. It's also a weak spot, but it's a strong spot too, because I don't depend on that. And we talked about that early on. So anyway, but I think that that is one reason why I also shied away from recognition. It's like, well, I'm not getting it from my husband, I'm just getting used to not getting it, so let's look over here for getting our needs met or whatever, someplace else, not recognition. I was afraid of the fact that it felt good, so I just didn't. Kind of like, if you love shopping and you can't afford it, don't go to the mall. Well, alright, so that's that. There's more about the 5K, so I'm going to put that on the next video. I'm going to start uploading this one, and then there's the actual, like, emotions and the wipeout. Yes. You see the Band-Aids? I never showed you the Band-Aids. I'll talk to you in a minute.